Okay, let's get started. I'm going to go over your notes for review for your test, which, depending on your class, is Monday or Tuesday, the 19th or the 20th. So here we go. These notes are on the Constitution and the elections. We're going to begin with Article 2, Section 1, which establishes the title of Chief Executive and defines the term of office for President as four-year term with a two-year or two-term limit. And of course, the 22nd Amendment establishes that as law. Then we move forward in talking about the Electoral College and that the electors are chosen by popular vote. And the formula for that Electoral College is the number of representatives or districts plus the number of senators equals the number of electors. And in Ohio, that was 18 for this year. Now, Article 2 continues that Congress may determine the time and day electors can cast their votes. It also establishes what the president must be before he can take the office. And then an important thing to remember is that to preserve the president's independence, Congress can neither raise nor lower the president's salary during his term. And he cannot accept any other pay. Now remember, as we're going through this, you can stop and look at this information or pause it and look at this information. So don't hesitate to do that. Section 2 continues with the Commander-in-Chief, which is the President, controls the military. He is the leader of the military. And this power extends to having control not only for the national but also foreign policy in war and peacetime. Congress may not restrain the President's power to pardon except in impeachment cases. Section 3 from the Constitution says the President must deliver to Congress an annual address. This is known as the State of the Union address. It's given in January. The President may summon Congress into extra or special sessions, which continues any work that they need to finish or need to address. Section 4, President, Vice President, and all civil officers can be removed from office on impeachment for conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes. All right, so now let's talk about the issue of election in terms of the incumbent, which is a candidate who currently holds the office. They do have an advantage in most elections. As you see here in the House of Representatives and the Senate, they are more likely to be re-elected than a new candidate. So even though the House of Representatives are at 80 or 90% more likely to be re-elected, the Senate is lower, but they still have a great advantage. Now the PAC, which are the Political Action Committees, they provide financial support, particularly to incumbents. These guys are very active, especially in presidential elections. Now, one of the reasons incumbents are easily re-elected is they generally have free publicity. They also claim a lot of credit in whatever circumstance they might be, like introducing bills, voting for legislation, providing special projects for their area. That could be in form of federal grants, federal projects, contracts, so on. As you can see then with this, the cost of the elections is enormous. And for this year, we did reach $6 billion for this this general election, which was in November. Now, campaign finance reform, which is under the FEC, which is the Federal Election Commission. This is an independent agency of the executive branch. There are 6 members appointed by the President with the Senate confirmation. And within that, they provide the rules and regulations for how a campaign must perform, what's illegal, what's illegal, and these 3 issues relate to what is appropriate in an election situation. Now, talking about political parties, there's two main ones, Democratic and Republican. You should know what are the primary concerns, social issues for the Democratic. Republican tends to be economic issues. There are other parties to note, Green, Libertarian, Constitution, Socialist. These are what are known as third parties. These third parties begin with a single issue that propose or promote a certain social, economic, or political topic, and they can be a major influence in elections by siphoning off important votes from major parties. However, they seldom win, but their influence is pretty substantial. Function of parties in America. Political party is a group of people who try to influence policy agendas whose ultimate goal is to run the government by getting their favorite candidate elected. The following are functions of the political parties. Scroll up here for you to be able to see all of those. These five functions are important in getting people out to vote. This is, if you're going to get your candidate elected, you better have people willing to vote for him, and that's their purpose, is to get the people moving. Organization of parties go under the National Committee, which is headed by a national chairperson, and their purpose is to guide the party between elections and to help promote the party throughout the states. They organize the party's national convention and help organize primary elections. Now, the terms that I need you to know and be aware of that relate to the people within the parties. First is rank and file, which are the members of the party. Party regulars take an active role in politics. And party activists are deeply concerned about the party's functions and have a strong belief in their party ideology. And finally, party purists place issues ahead of winning and will withhold support from candidates who do not share their stance on issues. Okay, that pretty much takes care of this information. Remember, the test again is either Monday or Tuesday, depending on what class you have. And do take the time to spend on these notes. The test questions and the test information come directly from the notes. So don't ignore this. I really want to see you guys do well. All right. See you Monday or Tuesday.